All right, so today we are going to be talking about the shooting that happened in Colorado.
Every time there's a mass shooting or some kind of shooting, it seems like gun control is really being not taken lightly.
It's being pushed really hard in Congress, and then all of a sudden a mass shooting will happen or some kind of shooting. I don't understand it because, everybody's talking about it, and obviously there's something fishy going on. It just seems strange how every time Congress is really pushing gun control. Happened in the 1994 assault weapons ban under Bill Clinton. Columbine happened. So I think that's what started it all.
Yeah, it's just pretty weird. I mean,
the Nevada shooter
I think somebody's they're passing some money along
maybe
to some of these people. But hey, we could be wrong.
Could be wrong, but
it's just very ironic and very weird that this is happening.
Coincidental.
Every time.
So. What happened in Las Vegas during the Jason Aldean concert.
Yeah.
Diane Frankenstein Feinstein was talking about banning assault weapons and talking to President Trump at the time about that. And then that's around the time when Trump said, take the guns first and then due process later, which really shocked me that he said that. He wasn't as pro-gun as people say he was, sadly. Also, this article is from the Communist News Network, CNN.
This is CNN Breaking News.
Okay, so this happened in Boulder, Colorado, and this was a 21-year-old man. Okay, so the search of the suspect's suburban Denver home turned up other weapons. A senior law enforcement source said Tuesday that the weapon used in the attack was an AR-15 style pistol modified with an arm brace, according to the source. Apparently, he had a 9mm handgun on him as well, and he's wearing body armor.
Notice how every article that's written about this guy, that's why it immediately dropped from their narrative pretty quick, because they found out he was Muslim or an Arab.
Well, he does not look like
he doesn't.
Either of those.
But the article in everyone, all these news publications said, white man with military-style weapon goes and massacres a bunch of people. They all said the same exact thing. And then when they found out that he was some kind of Arab guy with some wacky name.
So we're not going to get too far into this because we want to watch a video about this and give our reactions on this for you.
What we're worried about is what the President of the United States said shortly after that. You can watch along with us. Here we go.
In Boulder, Colorado, and other critical aspects of this mass shooting. I've been briefed this morning by the Attorney General of the United States, the Director of the FBI. I've spoken with the governor, and I'll be speaking with the mayor on the aircraft. We're working very closely with the state and local law enforcement officials, and they're going to keep me updated as.
You guys hear that when he was trying to get on the plane, he fell up the stairs?
Oh yeah.
More than one, actually.
All kind of gun memes right now saying Joe Biden ain't going to get my guns because I keep my guns upstairs.
He's going to speak to the governor on the aircraft if he can make it up the stairs.
if you can make it up the steps, Mr. President. All right.
They learn more. You're going to ask me to speculate. Understandably, you'd ask me to speculate about what happened, why it happened, and I'm not going to do that now because we don't have all the information. Not until I.
This guy can't even talk, man. He doesn't even know how to speculate.
I guarantee you're going to get hate in the comments. Oh, it's just, he's old.
I'm going to use all the resources at my disposal to keep the American people safe.
Oh, dude, shut up. I don't even want to hear it. You cannot use executive action to just override a constitutional right. Can't do it. Maybe they might do it, but that doesn't still mean you can do it.
No, not legally.
Oh, my God.
Not legally.
As I said, at this moment, a great deal remains unknown. But three things are certain. First, 10 lives have been lost, and more families have been shattered by gun violence in the state of Colorado. And
more guns in safe places would equal less crime, guys. Seriously. The safest states in the United States are constitutional carry states where you don't even have to have a freaking permit to carry a gun. Come on. Every mass shooting that's ever happened has been in a gun-free zone, and everybody knows it. Nobody wants to talk about it, though. Shut you down.
Also, he's been talking for a little bit over a minute, and he really hasn't said much.
No. He's been
talking a lot, but not a lot has been established.
Jill and I are devastated. And
Jill and I.
The feeling, I just can't imagine how the families are feeling, the victims whose futures were stolen from them, from their families, from their loved ones, who now have to struggle to go on and try to make sense of what's happened. Less than a week after the horrific murders of 8 people and the assault on the AAPI community in Georgia, while the flag was still flying half-staff for the tragedy, another American city has been scarred by gun violence and the resulting trauma. And the state, I even hate to say it because we're saying it so often, my heart goes out. Our hearts go out for the survivors, who had to flee for their lives and who hid, terrified, unsure if they would ever see their families again, their friends again.
You know why they're so close to him on the camera? They're probably because there's a teleprompter back there telling him what to say.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Either that or he's got some kind of monitor in his ear. Obama.
Hey, make sure you say this.
Hillary's in the background going, Joe, make sure you say this.
The consequences of all this are deeper than I suspect we know.
Come on,
by that
now,
I
buddy,
mean
get it
the
out.
mental consequences, the feeling of.
Okay, just to inform you guys, the whole fact that this happened is not funny, but
No, I just
we're laughing at
stand this guy.
we're laughing at the president.
Can't
We're not laughing
stand it.
at the situation. Put it that way.
It's not a funny situation.
No,
but
it's not.
It's really comical to watch him try to give a speech. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, just been through too many of these. The second point I want to make is my deepest thanks to the heroic police and other first responders who acted so quickly to address the situation and keep the members of their community safe. To state the obvious,
State the obviously.
I commend the exceptional bravery of Officer Eric Talley. And I send my deepest condolences to his family, his close family and 7 children. You know, when he pinned on that badge yesterday morning, he didn't know what the day would bring. I want everybody to think about this. Every time an officer walks out of his or her home and pins that badge on, the family member that they just said goodbye to wonders whether they'll subconsciously, will they get that call, the call that his wife got. He thought he'd be coming home to his family and his 7 children. But when the moment to act came, Officer Tully did not hesitate in his duty, making the ultimate sacrifice in his effort to save lives.
Just want to bring up the fact how obviously terrible that he lost his life, the police officer, but the left constantly brings up the fact that the people outgun the police. And militarization of the police in itself is totally goes against what the Second Amendment says. Even totally goes against what the Constitution of our state of Ohio says, which it says that the people have a right to bear arms for their security, but standing armies in time of peace are dangerous to liberty. That literally means that professional military as a government, federal military, which is a standing army, in time of peace in public is no good. That should not be kept up. And it even says that the military shall have strict subordination, or should be in strict subordination to the civil power, which means that the civil population should be at the top of the list as far as being armed. Another thing is back early last year, whenever everything was happening with the riots, defund the police. Yeah, all you heard was defund the police. Defund the police. Now they care about the police. They love the police.
That's funny, though, to me. Like, they're just changing their mind all of a sudden.
They're just changing their mind because they're trying to appeal to everybody. They want to try to, get gun owners to come on their side, and it's really messed up. It sucks. It's just terrible.
That's because they want the police on their side, too. They want the police's support.
And guys, I'd hate to break it to you, but you thin blue line people, who's going to be taking your guns whenever they initiate a buyback? It's not going to be your friend Bob Joe. It's going to be Officer Johnny down the road.
He's going to come get him.
And his deputies are going to come to your house along with the ATF.
That's a definition of an American hero. And thirdly, I want to be very clear. This is the one thing I do know enough to say on in terms of what's happened there. While we're still waiting for more information regarding the shooter, his motive, the weapons he used, the guns, the magazines, the weapons, the modifications that apparently have taken place to those weapons that are involved here. I don't need to wait another minute, let alone an hour, to take common sense steps that will save the lives in the future, and to urge my colleagues in the House and Senate to act. We can ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines in this country once again.
Does absolutely nothing, Joe. Does absolutely nothing.
People still want to get them.
Crime increased in 1994. Actually, the FBI, DOJ, they all found out that the assault weapons ban had no impact on crime. Actually, things were made worse. I wonder why. I'm done. I've had enough.
Yeah, I can't watch any more of it.
I cannot stand this guy.
There.
He is so dumb, along with half of the Democrats, or not even half of them.
You know what you should call them? The Democrats.
The Democrats. He doesn't even have the slightest idea about how crime happens in the United States. If I just heard not too long ago somebody just killed like 10 people with a handgun in Atlanta. There's no assault weapons problem. It's seriously, and this should not be taken, this is legitimately not even a problem. Assault weapons, as they call them, they're not assault weapons, they're defense weapons. Defense against idiots like Joe. And
I'm just laughing at these comments.
Defense against the Democrats and tyranny. It's not even a problem. Constitutional carry states are the safest states in the U.S. And that's why we're seeing so far this year, all these states, it's like a record. I don't even know if it's an official record, but seriously, there's a lot of states that are coming out passing constitutional carry.
That's
Every
like
day we're hearing about it.
That's like if you go to like a gun show. You ever heard of a shooting at a gun show, have you?
Of course not. Florida just passed a bill that would allow guns in churches. Gun-free zones are death traps. They are literally, it's set up to get you killed because it will punish you if you carry your legally, lawfully owned weapon into the store or wherever. You can be charged with a crime, whatever, and then you leave it out in the car and you decide to go buy your groceries someday and some crazy dude comes in with a rifle and kills you. And you could have stopped it, or if you had your gun, or somebody could stop it. More guns equals safer populations. Seriously, they do. They always will.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that for sure. That's just like
not even an opinion. That's just a stat.
It's definitely not an opinion. It is facts for sure.
So these people are dumb. Don't listen to them. Take a stand. Keep your guns. Join the Firearms Policy Coalition, please.
Also join the GOA. We're going to put this video description. Let us know how you like the reaction videos. I think we're going to try and continue to do those.
Cool.
Because, I mean, I like the idea of doing that as well.
Yeah, we've never seen this before. Keep your rifles by your side.
And carry on.
Thanks for watching.
They'll come loud and they'll come fast,
but we shoot first and we can last. Keep your rifle